Welcome back, everybody. Week 6 of Called to Coaching. Before we get started today, man, I want to encourage you to run by MW Outdoor Power and Engine Works. If you need a bad boy lawnmower, if you need a Traeger smoker or grill, or the new flat top griddle made by Traeger, it's amazing. If you need chainsaws, weed eaters, any repairs done on any of those things, if you need parts, if you need an oil change, if you need repair work, if you need some accessories put on your truck, man, swing by and give them folks a call. It's 212 West Broadway. Phone number is 580-622-4799. Go by, tell Edie or Russell or Luke, tell them I sent you to come by. Just great people, and they're great supporters of my podcast, and I love them to death. So go by and check them out. Hey, this week we got Coach Gilbert, Heath Gilbert from Sulphur, America, the head softball coach of the Sulphur Bulldogs, has been in coaching just a couple of years. And me and Coach Gilbert, we visit all the time. So this is just a continuation of one of our conversations, and I think you're going to love it. We talk about kids, coaching, and everything. You know, right now I think everyone wants to know the answer to this question. I know you've been waiting for it. You're going to hear the answer to it today, and the question is, what did Brad and Coach Gilbert think about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? Well, you'll find out if you stay around to the end. So, thanks for tuning in, y'all. Appreciate you. On to Coach Gilbert. All right, so now here we go. That's what we're rolling.
Cool. We're ready to roll.
So, first things first, hardest hitting question first.
Here we go. Here we go.
Why do you hate backwards hats?
Oh, you sorry. No. Listen, as soon as I saw you all ago, I was fixing to say, he is going to make me say something. I don't know. God put it in the front. And my dad didn't allow me to wear my hat backwards. And when I first started coaching, I don't know, I did that. And I ran into two of my boys when I was coaching at Dixon in the mall. In the mall. And I ripped them in the mall, made them turn their hat around. And I was just kind of like, oh, man. And it's been that way ever since. And Haley knows. My son knows. There's a opposing coach in our area that wears it backwards all the time. It drives me nuts. But, yeah.
Every
true.
time I see Rance.
Here's the deal. You always do it. It's all right.
Hey, every time I see Rance, I'll go.
Oh, no.
And he's just like,
He'll get in big trouble. My brother-in-law, Michael, does it all the time. It's just, if you're a friend and you do it, it's okay.
When I first come up here, that's when I found out that you hated backwards hats, and I was like, well,
yeah,
good.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like, I know something I got on Heath now.
It does drive me nuts for some reason. Yeah.
All right, so Sulphur boy, born and raised?
Yes. Born and raised.
Yeah.
We went to, my dad was working at a big company in Durant when I was little. So I was there till I was 8.
Yeah.
And then Halliburton came calling. My dad, we moved here. 77, I believe.
Hey,
and,
Halliburton was in Davis, Coach.
I know. Forgot about. You have no idea how many Sulphur people probably worked at that place.
Yeah.
I worked there through high school in the summer. So
yeah.
Good times. That's how I actually got to.
So how did they decide that Heath Gilbert was going to be a Sulphur guy? Hold on.
Oh, that's that time.
Look here. Oh, that's the
Hey,
national
that's the
alert.
alarm. National alarm.
No,
And we
that
got
is
it on
not
lock.
either. That is a
Oh,
Murray
no.
County shooting
Sorry.
suspect. Black male,
What?
white T-shirt, last seen on foot, I-35.
Boy,
See that?
yeah, never mind. That's it.
On
The
I-35.
national internet deal's at 120.
I was at 120.
But I saw that 20. So internet, black, T-shirt.
So is a
Cool. Okay. Somebody's. Well, that's cool. We got that on video.
yeah, we got that.
Yeah.
Now. Jeez.
Okay. How did I decide what?
So how did your parents decide that Heath
Oh,
Gilbert
dude,
was
they
going
went
to
to
be
school at Sulphur their whole life.
Okay.
My family's from Sulphur.
Okay, all right.
We converted Braden, or we're converting Braden.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I sat at a table with Braden at a wedding Saturday night. I don't know if y'all's getting him converted to Sulphur yet or not.
He's already told me, because he's never wore a hat with an S on it or nothing.
Yeah.
And he said he will wear it if and when Branson wears Sulphur uniform. You know,
It's a hard conversion.
no, I know. I mean, here's the deal.
tough
And
on us.
And I will be honest. I've seen more Davis people converted than Sulphur over there. I don't know why.
Hey, we're just trying to get the views up on this podcast.
Yeah, I know. Hey, listen, after me today, I promise you. Hey, this is like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. You're going to get 200,000 more likes. Guarantee you.
Did you see Belichick's quote? It was like, Travis has had a lot of big catches in his life, but this would be the biggest.
Right, yeah. We're trying, as the Oregon coach said, we're trying to get clicks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, Sulphur, born and raised, family's all from Sulphur. What was it like going to Sulphur? I mean, all your family's from Sulphur. My wife made me a flow chart of all the people in Sulphur. They were all related.
Oh, yeah.
You were in 6 different places on the flow chart.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows who you are. Everybody knows your business your whole life.
Yeah.
What was that like growing up here?
Yeah. You know, your mom works at the school.
Yeah.
I pretty much got in trouble as soon as it happened. So, yeah, you're connected to everybody. You know, I mean, baseball field's named after my grandpa. The new pre-K building's named after my Uncle D. There's a lot of connections.
Yeah.
Football field, Mr. A.G., that was my grandpa's best friend. Yeah, you were expected to be a certain way, and I was never that. I'm wearing a black shirt because I'm a black sheep, I guess. But no, it's cool. I mean, you're in a small town, and I've got buddies it's dropping. Buddies or coaches or their kids that live in bigger towns, and it's just so much different.
Yeah.
The community stuff that's being at Dixon, which I enjoyed my time at Dixon. It took me a while to come back home. I was one of those guys. I was full of too much pride. I didn't want to apply for a job. I wanted to be asked.
Yeah.
Stupid. So, the softball job did come open, and people hinted around. So, at that time, I was wanting to get to Sulphur anyway because I had a daughter, and I wanted her to. She was starting high school, so I wanted her to be at Sulphur. But it was different because then when you get here, coaching in your hometown's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it.
Well, you got not only your family, kids, your best buddies' kids.
Yeah.
And you got old girlfriend's kids.
That
was difficult. Yeah, that was difficult.
Well, and you see some of these kids that you grew up with their parents.
Oh yeah.
And their parents are sitting in the bleachers going, "I thought we was buddies."
Oh, I know. And that truly sucks.
Or even if they're not thinking that, you're kind of thinking thinking that.
Are they thinking that?
Yeah.
Yeah. But you got it. I've done it long enough. That's why my circle's kind of small.
Yeah.
For some of you people out there, I apologize. I'm not friendly sometimes because I've been burnt.
Yeah.
And it's tough.
I see that a ton.
You get burnt on people trying to be. And here's the deal. I'm not saying that's bad. Hey, I've done things to try to wiggle in and get something. That's just part of life.
Yeah. Well, and everybody wants their kid to be.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't. Every time I have which I haven't had a lot of them because not people like to talk to me, but parent meetings or whatever, before they start, I say, listen, let me start. You got 2 things in life you invest in, your money and your kids.
Yeah.
And that's why you're here.
Yeah.
People always, they say, because softball tends to have some crazy parents.
Yeah. It does.
Tournament team, whatever.
Guilty. Guilty.
And people always say, God, what's it like to have all those crazy, mamas or whatever. I'm like, listen, I would much rather have people who are a little bit off the wall than look up here and there's nobody in the crowd.
Yeah.
That's just the way I am.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
And plus, I do like I like it to be loud and crazy and wild.
Yeah.
That's just the way I am.
Yeah.
Coaching at Dixon for 15 years, it's always wild and crazy.
Yeah.
So I just kind of got used to it. And when I first came here, and our first year, I got really lucky and blessed that we made the state tournament. But the regionals here I never knew that many people was at a softball game.
Yeah.
The hill was full.
Oh, yeah.
The school was out. I got a couple times. I kind of got lost watching the hill and not paying attention to what was going on, because it was just so cool, because I got to experience it with my daughter.
Yeah.
That was what was cool.
Yeah.
You know. And then we go back after that. We win the state. We win regionals and going to go to state. We were so excited that day. Haley and I never took a picture together. Never hugged, never did anything. We were all over the place. So it was cool.
As much as a non-social butterfly as you just said you are,
Yeah.
you're pretty much social butterfly.
Yeah, I am.
And Haley is the absolute epitome of the social
twin.
butterfly. I mean, you two are
That's why
clones.
we don't get along.
That's why when I talked to her yesterday, I didn't tell her you're doing this. The first time
Yeah.
she knows is when it comes out. I'm not telling her. But she said, I said, I'm going to go see your dad at the ball game. She goes, tell him he only brought me 3 bags of ice. I run out of ice. I said, okay, I'll tell him.
Yeah. She forgets I've been getting her free ice for about a year now.
So for the record,
How much does
I
she owe
did
me?
no. For the record, I did tell you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm off
You
the
did.
hook.
You're off the hook.
I did,
You're
brother.
right. You were off the hook.
So this podcast was started after a conversation with Coach Dixon. So playing here in the last 50 years, you obviously played for Coach Dixon.
Yes.
So what was that like playing for Coach Dixon?
Man, when you're little, growing up, all you ever want to do is, put that uniform on. I remember, as a kid, we played in a different spot, the bowl down there, and there was a hill in the end zone, and you just sit on that hill and you just, immortalize those guys. You just thought, wow. But getting to finally play for him, now we're talking, like, you've had a couple of these guys on these podcasts that we played for, I would say, the real Coach Dixon.
Yeah. Yeah. The old school Coach Dixon.
He was tough. And here's the deal. He was way tougher than he was with us before that, with, like, my father-in-law, like Gary Ashford and those guys.
Yeah.
Bill Everidge. I mean, he was pretty scary in the 80s. And I shouldn't say the word scary. It was out of respect.
That's okay, yeah.
I feared him because of respect.
Yep.
You know?
Cleat used the same thing. Cleat
yeah.
used the same terminology.
Right.
Like, I was scared to let him down. I wasn't scared that he was going to,
And we've all done it. And we've all experienced what it's like,
Yeah.
And I know there's people, I mean, I've always had stories that I've never really even told, but
Yeah.
I was the unlucky quarterback that we started off. They were kind of freaking out this year because we got beat by Davis.
Yeah.
We were 0 and what? We were 0 and 2? No.
Oh, this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. We lost to Washington in Las Vegas. Yeah.
Hey, I was the guy in '87 that we were 0 and 4. Worst team, worst quarterback ever. These guys are terrible.
Yeah.
And then we wrapped off like 8 in a row. We played Wynnewood. They were state runner-up. Played Davis semifinal.
Yeah.
Pauls Valley semifinal 3-8. It was tough, but
yeah.
Seeing him, go through that, I still remember everything.
Yeah.
Watching him handle that, back in the old field house where this is the big window, and you could see, and my locker was always viewable from where I was to him, and I could see the disappointment,
Yeah.
And but when he walked out that door, he didn't show that. It was the weirdest thing, and I still always wonder how because I don't.
Yeah.
When I walk out of that door, I usually get worse. It's just I got used to the word. My name was Meathead for a while. One time, which Clint Warren, his coach, is at Tuttle. Our quarterback at that time, he didn't play very good the week before. So I got to start as a sophomore, and as against Dixon. And my freshman coach, Daryl Cole, had always taught me, hey, if we get on the goal line and you get down there and they're in like twos, there's a straight ahead, just sneak it in. So I'm like, yeah, I'm getting my own right here.
Yeah.
I'm sophomore. We got Mike Hood's back there. He's got like 30 touchdowns. Forget him. So I get up there ready, and right when I say go, they pinch the ones and just blow me up, like -1. So we go to the huddle. Here comes the next play, and Clint grabbed me by the face back and said, Coach Dixon said, run the play. So I pitched to Hood. He scored.
Yeah.
We're good. So. And then one time I remember it was like 3rd and 6. That's a run play for Coach Dixon.
Yeah.
Okay. For me, I was a senior. That's a pass.
Yeah.
So I remember one time only, I looked at the sideline and I went,
oh, no.
yeah, that was it. Didn't get to do that no more. So,
I've heard that Coach Dixon and Coach Raper had the same theory on passing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah. He said 3 things gonna happen to him are bad. I was like, oh.
But no, playing for that man was just unbelievable. He would rip you, but he would go to bat for you through anything.
What kind of impact do you think playing for him has on the way you coach?
Oh man, that's the reason I coach.
Yeah.
I mean, him and my Uncle Rendell, he's in the family too. So, and there's all of us grandkids. Every one of us coach.
Yeah.
Every one of us. Bradley's at Tahlequah, Kurt's at Whitesboro, and me, Corey, and Cleet are here. And the only other Brooke, and she's up there at the soup office.
Yeah.
So we're all here. So we've all just in our blood, but just, I guess the main thing was because when you go on forward, you learn how your true character comes out when you're down.
Yeah.
And seeing how he taught us to handle that, and because you're getting slammed all over town because there's lots of armchair quarterbacks and all that.
County.
And I do the same thing to my Steelers every Sunday. They're horrible right now. They need to fire everybody. But I understand that.
Yeah.
As kids, it's difficult, and as you're a parent of a young kid.
Yeah.
I don't see how, it's tough nowadays.
Yeah.
It's tough to be, because social media.
Oh yeah.
Everybody slams you.
Well, speaking of, you just said nowadays.
Yeah.
So speak on that. What's the versus when you started to now? What's the biggest challenge you've seen for like a new coach coming on? Coming out of school, coming into the coaching world. We know that the numbers of those guys and girls has gone down dramatically.
Yeah.
But what's a challenge that they can kind of like, you can maybe give them a heads up? Like, this is going to be a challenge that I didn't have, but you're going to have it.
I'm not going to lie. At this day and time, it's just very difficult. And I don't want to get too political in here.
Yeah.
But we're just so, we've become soft. We've just become soft. And I'm not talking about just the players and parents.
Yeah.
Even me. My daughters tells me all the time, you're not the same. Some of my old players. Riley Williams said, you're not. I'm like, I know, I'm not.
Yeah.
I feel like I actually have a heart now some days. And I try, and I know parents think that we're mean, which we are. We have to be sometimes.
Yeah.
But I really don't know. It's just, I shouldn't say, be yourself, but sometimes you can't be yourself. But you got to truly care about your kids, your players, honestly.
Yeah.
You do. You need to pay attention to what they're doing. Just really care more than anything. Because, I've been coaching, this is 28. And for 25 years, I didn't know what a panic attack was in the dugout. And since COVID, we've had like 4 or 5,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that not only our kids, but everybody's dealing with every day. And I do understand, you know, because when we went through all that stuff, you know, the presidency, the house was split, families were split, then COVID, you know, do I take a vaccine, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then you got a 7-year-old kid over there listening and watching everything that's said.
Yeah, that's right.
And now they're 10, 11, and I do understand.
Yeah, absolutely. And the kids get in the information instantly.
Yeah.
Whereas like me and you growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, I got what my parents told me.
Right.
Because I sure wasn't watching the news.
No. Yeah.
But these kids don't miss any of it because it all comes across their news feed on their phone instantly.
And I'm just as bad as, I just kind of say what I feel sometimes, and we just need to chill.
Yeah.
Social media, and half of that stuff ain't even true.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like this thing today, we're talking about at 1:20,
yeah.
everybody's phones are supposed to go off and go whatever.
Yeah.
You know? We went through this in 1999. We were going to all die.
I told Allison, I said, this is Y2K.
Same thing. And it went off smoothly.
I think fear-mongering is one of the worst things in the
and it's
terrible
fear,
what we do to our people now.
Fear has taken over a lot of things.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's, I mean, a lot of kids don't even play sports now because the fear of not getting to start.
Yep.
Not getting to get a scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. So
we were talking, I don't remember who I was talking to. It was just a couple of days ago, but we were talking. I said, you know, we rank everything now.
Oh, yeah.
When I was in school, there was no star system. You know, we played the kids that might be going somewhere to play football, but there was no. Now kids put their value in like what someone that's just has never watched them play, but says, "Oh, that kid's a 5-star. That kid's a 1-star." And other kids are ragging on them because they're like, "Oh, you 2-star. I hear you." I'm like, what do you even? It's just brutal the things they do to set themselves up to put their identity in nowadays.
But I would way better be a 2-star that turned into a 5-star that we fell apart.
Well, and at the end of the day, I tell these kids, I said, if you're a no-star and you're a great dad and you're a great husband and you're a great community member, you're great at whatever you do, that's so much more valuable than being a 5-star and going nowhere with your life. Like,
no,
you know. But now I'm all for those 5-stars that are those great things too.
Yes.
I love those kids also as well. But like, I hate how kids will devalue themselves nowadays.
Well, and I try to tell the girls that this is this much of your life. Yeah. This softball.
This 4 years.
I mean,
this softball
I want
season.
you to think it's this, you know.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's a tiny part of your life.
Yeah.
And my job is to hopefully, you know, I know everybody that leaves here doesn't love it as much as all the other ones. You know, their experiences weren't great.
Yeah.
But nothing's better when like on social media, like Facebook, my memories for 12, 13 years ago pop up in state tournament or whatever like that, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll I have ever since I started here, if you've graduated and played for me, not just, you know, in there and quit, but you graduated with me, I have a group message. We're the OG group.
Yeah.
And every one of them were in there. And I'll randomly shoot something out there, you know, like if someone had a baby, I'll say congratulations, or hey, we made the state tournament again, and they, you know, they'll like wrap it off or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
But it's cool to stay connected to those.
Yeah.
Because we've had an unbelievable 13-year experience here.
Yeah.
It's really, you know, we've had, I think there's like 15, 16 all-staters out there on the board, that fast pitch and slow pitch.
Mm-hmm.
We've been in the state tournament 10 times. I mean, I know we haven't brought home a gold ball. I know that.
Yeah, but we've been there 10 times.
We've been there 10 times.
There's a lot of schools that trade that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of kiddos that trade that.
We've had a lot of success. It's been really, really fun.
Yeah.
I really honestly, like I said a while ago, sitting out here some days and watching the hill.
Yeah.
It's been amazing. It's just cool. But here's the deal. Why do most of us guys coach?
Yeah.
Because we can't grow up.
Yeah.
We still want to play. We do.
Yes.
Why do I teach PE? I still want to play dodgeball. You know?
You ever get out there with them and just smoke some kids?
I get my arm, and I can't move my arm. And I'm better than Coach Neal. Moses. Yeah, After 11 surgeries, we've kind of convinced him not to
calm down
be
a
in
little
PE no more. Yeah, I know.
Well, so you talked about just a second ago. You said girls. I know you've coached boys and girls and the whole thing. I know you've coached them all. But what's the kind of what's a challenge of coaching girls, and what's great about coaching girls, and then what's a challenge of coaching girls?
The reason I tell people I coach girls, I'll probably get in trouble by all these boys, but I've always told people, a girl I can convince to run through that wall out there and catch a ball.
Yeah.
She'll run through it and then think I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
The boy will get to the wall and go, "You're an idiot. I ain't doing that." That's the difference.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not saying nothing bad about boys or coaches, but
yeah,
in my experience, I can convince them to run through that wall.
Yeah.
But that's really girls. They have their bad days, but and like I said earlier, this day and time, everybody's going through something.
Yeah. Well, you told me one time when I was coaching Paisley, you said you don't have to rip those girls. He said when girls mess up, they know it.
Yeah.
He said you can let them know if they don't know it, but they know they messed up, and they would rather do anything else than mess up.
No.
And you told me, he's like, you don't have to just.
Right. Well, it is with you. You have a daughter. When they're little, it just takes that look.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And some days you can, even when they're in high school, you can still do that. It just takes that look, and they know not every girl's going to I don't care if I disappointed you, but some, don't handle it great. But yeah, it's. When I first started coaching, I coached boys and baseball and softball at Dixon.
Yeah.
Just 4 years of softball. But when I had a daughter, I got back in. It was just I don't know. My girls, since I've been here, there's a difference in hearing and listening.
Yeah.
And they truly listen. Not that I always know what I'm talking about, but you have to try to convince them,
Yeah.
And I've had great ones. I've had a lot of them in college, play ball. I still have a few there now.
I was going to say, still got some playing ball in college.
Not a lot of people know yet, but I believe I got one this year. We're in the works of making it happen for her to go play. So,
yeah, that's awesome.
That's the cool part. You know, we don't just coach in high school just to get a paycheck, but I like to see them go on. Not that I get to see them play very much, because I don't. I've had a few of them play. I've got to see a handful of games because it's always my season.
Yeah, exactly.
Or now my kids, I'm playing and stuff. So
yeah,
it's kind of difficult. That's the cool part, seeing them go on and the smile on their face when they win an award and stuff like that. So I don't know.
All right, so let's go back.
Okay.
So high school here. Where'd you go to college?
East Central.
This is the East Central podcast. It should be Tiger Talk or something, because everybody's going to East Central.
Yes, Easy Credit University. Yes.
So you come out of East Central.
Yes.
And then right to Dixon? What'd you do? You still teaching all that stuff?
Nope. I wasn't planning on being a teacher.
Yeah.
I went to work at a YMCA camp in Houston.
Yeah.
One summer, and I want to run a Y camp.
Yeah.
I have the money to buy a camp, but I wanted to be I was a counselor all summer and loved it.
Yeah.
And then I came back and got back into college and stuff like that. But then I just graduated with a PE degree.
Yeah.
And then I graduated and I got a job working in the city of Sulphur.
Yeah.
Water department. Cleaning out sewers. Oh, man. And I loved it. Yeah. It's crazy. I enjoyed digging a hole and fixing a water leak, but I wasn't going to go into coaching yet or whatever. I thought about it, and my dad, he always had funny ways to say stuff. He goes, before you go do what you're going to do, coach or whatever, he goes, won't you do a real job for a year?
Yeah.
I go, real job? He goes, yeah. Do some labor for a year, you'll appreciate it. I was like, what? So I worked for the city for 1 year exactly, and Dixon, Sherry Howell did a youth movement, what we call down there.
Yeah.
Got rid of, I mean, a lot of coaches and went with us young and dumb ones.
Yeah.
And went from there.
The rest was history.
Yeah. There was a bunch of Davis boys, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, golly. Brandon Johnson, Bryant Black,
Yeah.
Micah Nolan. They were all, we were just all there. And Brad Odom, which now Odom's they're at UNLV, you know.
Yeah.
So there was a bunch of us young. I was like 26 or 7. I was the oldest one. So.
Yeah. I mean, you never thought that the pinnacle of your career was going to be coaching me at a Senior Bowl.
Yeah, I forgot. I knew that was going to come up. I forgot about that. Yeah. I get picked to coach the All-Star. What year was that, 99?
Yeah. It was 98 football year, 99.
No, you graduated.
Year, yeah.
So 99, yeah, I coached the.
Yeah, you had the Senior Bowl that year.
Yeah.
Which we won, by the way.
Right. Yes. Yes. Yeah. And the baseball game.
Yeah, and we played the baseball game too.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
I don't think we won that one. But no, it was cool.
The baseball All-Star game was a little hazy, Coach.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember.
Well, I thought we were supposed to talk about that. High school days.
You know, like at Davis, we had a bunch of different baseball coaches, you know, and we had Coach Schilling my senior year,
Yes.
which was a great coach, baseball coach for us
He
guys.
knew what he's doing.
And he started kind of teaching us. But I remember during that game, we get an out, and they go throw the ball around the horn, and I was like,
What we
done
doing?
this, boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know who I was supposed to throw it to.
Oh, you should see me the first year. Hey, Dixon had never had a coach that dressed up, wore pants.
Yeah.
Oh, they laughed at me. I'm like, hey, this is the way you coach. We look professional.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
thought I was an idiot. Oh, it was funny.
So 15 years at Dixon?
Yes.
Did you coach just a little bit of everything?
Yes.
While you're there?
Baseball, softball. I mean, and a couple years in there, I did football and softball at the same time.
Yeah.
It's in the same time as in, like, I was helping on Friday nights. I was in the press box or sidelines.
Yeah.
But then I was just football. Most of the times I was special teams coordinator.
Yeah.
Later in the years when our head coach didn't know what he was doing and he needed a guy to do defense, it was me.
Yeah.
So like Robert Thomas,
Yeah.
Whit Carter, Bryson Lance, they love me because they've set all the records that night on my defense. Yeah, Robert has a school record, 500-something yards. Whit and Bryson have like 100-something. Yeah, that was me. I think Dixon won like, I don't even remember, 52-42, something like that.
Yeah.
Just, it was ugly.
Yeah.
But yeah, Robert thanks me all the time.
I've got Robert's texting me right now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
He's speaking at FCA tonight, and we're like
tonight.
weather and all this
Yeah.
stuff. So he's texting me. He's panicking. He's as nervous about speaking to his FCA as you were about coming on this podcast.
Yeah, I know. But you can tell I like to talk, so it doesn't bother me.
All right, so we go 15 years at Dixon,
Yeah.
and then how did you said pride and all that you didn't want to,
Yeah.
but then you hear the whispers about the job coming open. Haley is how old?
She
Was
just
she in high
finished her
school, or?
yeah, she was going to be a sophomore.
Yeah.
And it was a weird story the way it worked out. I was leaving. I wanted to go somewhere else. And me and Haley actually I had came and interviewed for the head softball job. The job was open.
Yeah.
And didn't get the head coaching job, but there was an assistant job open and junior high job open. And I just kind of put it in their ear and said, hey, because Coach Tony was the AD at that time, which is relative.
Yeah.
And I'd say, hey, listen, I will take anything. You know, I'm just ready for a change. And me and Haley were in New York City. We went on a little family vacation with my mom. New York City, eating dinner, I think at Mickey Mantle Steakhouse. And the phone rings, and it was Tony Duck. Were you really serious about coming for sure no matter what? I'm like, yeah. He goes, I got a junior high softball job. I go, I'll take it. And then I got here and had a great junior high bunch. We went 18-3.
Yeah.
And then the head coach that year, he was here 1 year, and he left. And I said, hey, I just went and told him I'd love to have it, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So it worked out.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a weird.
Yeah.
Didn't plan on being a head baseball coach for 15 years and then coming being a junior high softball, but
Yeah.
we all know that God has mysterious ways.
Yeah. And his timing
Oh, yeah.
always seems to be perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
So you got to be Haley's coach for her junior and senior year, her head coach.
Yes, yeah.
What was that like? What's it like? I mean, no, I know it's you and Haley. Well, what's it like getting to coach your kiddos and getting to see them?
It was really cool. We just she has red hair, remember?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay.
She chewed my butt out yesterday for not wanting lettuce on my fried bologna sandwich.
Oh yeah. But no, that's why it was just, and I look back, it was cool for me and exciting, but for all of mine and her family, it was just, they thought it was it was the first time Sulphur had ever been in the state tournament.
Yeah.
And we got to do it. I got to come home, do it in front of my family, friends, and all that. It was cool, but yeah, she played hard.
Yeah.
And that group of girls they worked hard. We weren't, we argue all the time. That group of girls at the first state tournament, they weren't as talented as some of the ones I've had.
Yeah.
But they just worked hard, overcame through everything.
Yeah.
And but yeah, she's a mess.
Coach Rose talked about that, and he's also talking about coaching his kiddos.
Yeah.
But he said he had some teams that made it in one state that weren't near as talented as some of the teams that he didn't.
Yeah.
Because they just loved each other.
Mm.
They worked hard. They loved each other. They overcome obstacles.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, I've had some great teams. It's just when you have a lot of talent, sometimes it does get in the way.
Yeah.
And I understand that it is hard when
Yeah.
everybody's really, really good. Everybody wants I want my time, or whatever. Which I understand that. It's just part of it. But
what's it going to be like coaching a boy
I know
versus coaching a girl? And we're talking about Rain.
I know. I'm already coaching. I'm already coaching him 8U.
Yeah.
And so far, he's just like Haley.
Hey, I've seen videos from when Rance is barely standing up.
Yeah.
He's been swinging a bat.
Swinging, yes.
We're going lefty, right?
Oh, yeah.
Or correct, I guess, lefty.
The correct way.
Yeah.
The sweet swing way.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, he's had a Ken Griffey Jr. swing since he was
Forever.
like this tall.
Yeah.
Since he could stand up. I've seen videos of him hitting the baseball, just boom.
But him and Haley are a lot alike.
Yeah.
We're already arguing. Yeah.
Who's tougher on him, you or Haley?
Haley can yell and then go home.
Yeah.
I got to yell at him
That's not fair.
and then have to deal with him. Mama going, that wasn't nice. Go tell him you love him. I'm like, okay. Yeah, that happens daily. And then I got Trentley, who's she's in the homecoming this week.
Oh boy.
And she's just got soft feelings.
Wait, you're telling me we're doing this podcast. We've both got kids in homecoming this
Oh
week.
yeah, I tried. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I forgot about
she's your soft-hearted one.
Oh man, I made her cry this morning and got in trouble.
Dad.
I was just ready to get in the truck and there was a roly-poly and she wanted to play. I'm like, dude, let's go. Loud voice.
We've both got two kids that both love roly-polies. That
Oh.
are both Paisley would quit
Yeah.
a job
Oh,
to
my
pick up
gosh.
a roly-poly.
And my gruff voice, and we were trying to take a little picture before today, as I think USA
Spirit Day.
American Day,
Yeah, yeah.
And Trentley had been crying, so picture didn't look as good, so I got in trouble. It's not the last time.
Yeah, I understand that. Puffy eyes and all
Yes,
that. We
that's
send them
exactly
to school
it.
like that
Yeah.
all the time.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I hate it. But yeah, and I'm also glad that I'm not the only one that calls my kids the wrong names all the time.
Oh yeah,
All the time I do it. I know Landry is not Paisley, and I know
Yeah.
Paisley is not Landry, and I know neither one of them are Macy, our dog.
Yeah.
But I will call all three of them different
I'm
names
terrible.
every time.
I call Trentley and Haley backwards all the time. One day, what's really weird, Bradley and I were really close as kids. He was with us a lot, or I was with him. His name's Bradley. It's not Brad.
It's Bradley.
Bradley.
Yeah, Bradley Gilbert.
I called Rance Bradley about a month ago. I was like, oh, this is weird. Like 1985. Yeah. And everybody, of course, they're like, who? I'm like, Bradley. Yeah.
Where's he at now?
Who?
Bradley.
Oh, Talquah.
He's head coach.
Head coach at Talquah.
Yeah.
Doing a great job.
Doing a great job.
Yeah. Good dude.
Great offensive mind.
Yeah.
I mean, from what I've been told, just a great offensive mind.
He's just a good dude.
Yeah.
Very good.
I mean, there's more of that coaching bloodline.
Yeah. Well, Coach Dixon line.
Yeah.
At one time, I can't remember when we went to his Hall of Fame deal. I thought at that time there was 28 maybe coaching, and I think there was like at least 21 of us, something like that, there that night.
Jeez.
Now I know it's kind of slacked off since then. We don't have as many.
Yeah.
But it's like, I was talking about changes earlier, because I put some notes on my hand. Keep looking at my hand. We talking about changes earlier,
Yeah.
and not everybody likes change.
Yeah.
But like Coach Dick, everybody, Corey's changed the helmets.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, the helmets.
Oh man.
It's been a big thing all summer. But
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Now at first it looked a little weird, but
It did look different.
and then oh my gosh, we hadn't wore white helmets since the 40s.
Yeah.
Whatever. My grandpa wore a white helmet.
That Davis Sulphur game looked a little different because of what's used to two red helmets running
Oh
at
no.
each other.
But
years.
what I tell people, and I know it's old. The older ones are like, oh, that's all right, whatever. I'm like, hey, listen, do you still play?
Yeah, exactly.
It's different.
And how
So
much
that's
those
what I'm
kids
talking about, those
love
social
it.
media earlier.
Yes. Yeah.
Everything changes, and I know we don't want everything to change, but you just got to
Roll with it.
roll with it, you know?
Those kids love uniform. Like,
Oh, man. Look, I mean, they
That's it.
love the change, and we haven't
Yes.
changed in forever.
Yeah.
And I'm, there's nobody in our family that's more traditionalist than Cleet.
yeah. Yeah.
He don't like none of that stuff, but
Yeah.
his kids are in there,
Yeah.
It's
And they're
just
loving
part
it.
of it, Like I'm wearing a black shirt.
Yes, sir. Hey, you got me a black hat
Ah,
this
yeah.
year?
Yeah,
I
that wasn't for school ball. That's for 8U ball. Don't get me in trouble. Yeah. A black hat. That was cool. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been, when I first came over here, I could only wear stuff that had a bulldog or just had an S on it.
Right.
Because if all else fails, I run into a Davis person in a Walmart or something. I'm like,
turn it
it's,
on around backwards, huh?
it's Stratford,
Oh,
and they're like,
yeah.
oh, okay. Yeah. They didn't care where Stratford at. But if I was wearing a Sulphur hat,
Yeah.
I was
No,
in
I
trouble.
know. Yeah.
I think I wore a Davis hat in here the first time I come in. That's how you hooked me up with a sweet
You are
Sulphur hat.
you are the hat guy. if anybody's getting a new hat, it's always you. Yeah.
That's my favorite thing. I think when I was a kid, my Uncle Kenneth, in this back room at his house, he had hats hanging around the whole, and he worked the sale barns everywhere,
Yeah.
And he had all these hats hanging around the rim of that room. And ever since then, I was like, well, you got to have hats.
Yeah.
You got to have lots of hats. My wife will tell you, I got a stack of hats in the
Well, I'm just
closet,
very. I don't think there's anything in here right now, but
You
I'm
always
very
have the best
superstitious. No, I'm very superstitious. I have every hat that I with state tournament.
Yeah.
I have them all, and they're
That's
in my
awesome.
shop. Just I don't know. And sometimes I put them on. I'm like, oh man, that thing's a little stiff.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
So, a couple more questions.
Go.
We're about to run out
No,
of
you're
time.
good.
Because I got to get you back to work.
Oh yeah, we got 30 minutes.
So, I've heard you talk about your dad a lot.
Yes.
Me and we've talked about dads a bunch just through all our conversations. But how big of an influence? I know he's a huge influence because I always hear you talk of him.
Yeah.
Like, how big of an influence was your dad to you?
Huge. He was a very, very awesome, a spiritual man. He was at the church every day.
Yeah.
He always, of course, you don't know all the things they do until they pass on. My dad died about 6 years ago, but people would say, "Hey, when I was in the hospital, your dad would come." But he didn't.
He never told anybody that.
No.
Yeah.
All that stuff. But my wife never believes me. I try to tell her all the time. I got my butt wore out. My dad was pretty hard on me because it's the way he was raised or whatever, I'm still not, I still don't play video games. Not that I wasn't allowed, we didn't do that. We cut wood, built fence, worked some cows, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I was just the way my dad was, but when he spoke, it was always something to remember. He never really as growing up too, whenever after a ball game or whatever, and if I ever got in the car, if I ever said anything about a coach or another player, oh man, I got my butt reamed. He just instilled that in me, that everybody's going to get better. Your worst will get better. Your best will not be the best all the time.
Yeah.
And he was always supportive. You know, he used to come to my games at Dixon sometimes, and he would come here. But I know it was tough. He would come because Haley played, you know, but your parents don't come watch you coach just to be watching you coach. So they got to have a reason, a kid. So, but you know, I was glad that I got to move back to Sulphur and be around my dad more, you know.
Yeah.
But a huge influence. It's tough, you know, as you go further on in life, the longer your parents have been gone, and the less you hear about them, you know, people.
Yeah.
Rance still remembers him a little bit. We talk about it. He kept, like, when Rance was little, they kept Rance on Mondays.
Yeah.
And but yeah, he was a huge, just instilling the work, more than not really coaching, but the work ethic.
Yeah.
You know,
which is a big part of it.
Oh yeah, it's just. But yeah, it was. He was always pretty hard.
Yeah.
I mean, if I didn't have a good game of whatever sport, when we got home, you know, we would be out in the yard doing it.
Yeah.
And my dad, I mean, there's lots of dads out there, but look at the dads that go put in work. Now, I'm not talking work like mine, PE.
Yeah.
I'm talking like work. My dad was in the oil field.
Yeah.
No, I say oil field. Halliburton, you know, doing that stuff all day long, and then going and coaching your team.
Yeah.
And then after the game, you're not doing good. I just
out there playing catch or whatever you're doing.
And that's what I was talking about earlier about the change. There's still dads that do that. I mean, I understand that, but we need more. We got to get back to that.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know.
Yeah.
And like, you know, tonight I got 8 under practice down here.
Yeah.
I'll have about 8 dads out here. I'm trying to get that. People always make fun of my AU team because I got like 9 coaches. I'm like, no, I don't have 9 coaches. I got 9 dads who care about their kid, and I want them in my dugout. That's just the way I am.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anytime me and Paisley want to come out here and throw, you were like, oh, here's the key. You know, or like, I'll be down there. I'll come down there and. You know, because I think you understand the value of sitting on that bucket.
Oh yeah.
And those hours with your kids.
My gosh.
You know.
But people don't understand. You know, that I don't. When I have my team, I don't pick an all-star elite team.
Yeah.
I pick dads.
Yeah.
People don't realize that. I pick families.
Awesome.
I always have people that I know is going to be there, and they're going to be here to help and stuff like that. You know. So I've always tried to do that. I know you can go pick. I can go pick a great all-star team from other towns and never lose. Yeah. But it's about winning and learning how to handle the other things about it. But having good dads, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. All right. So you're kind of a Sulphur historian.
Oh no.
I don't know if you know that, but if I have a Sulphur question, there's a couple people I call. You're on the list. So when you were here through when you were a kid to now, best male and female athlete you saw come through here.
Oh my Lord. Seriously. Oh, that's tough. Male athlete?
And you can have a list.
No,
it doesn't
I know.
have to be just one.
It's hard, you know. I know how those people are. Like when they say Babe Ruth was better than Mike Trout, bull.
Yeah.
No, the 30s ain't better than now. I don't care. Sorry, Mickey Mantle. I don't care.
Yeah.
But it's hard, you know. Robert Thomas. But here's the deal. That's another thing. You got to think of when I say you got to be careful about saying athlete and football player.
Yeah.
Because sometimes football it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
But
Well, where's Murray County?
I know.
So when we think of the best person ever come through, the first place that comes to mind is the football player.
No, you got to be the point guard. You got to be whatever shortstop.
Yeah.
Man, Robert's up there.
Yeah. Golly, I hate that.
I know.
We're gonna have to hear that.
Robert's up there, but I got to revert back to a little bit of the 80s and 90s, but my boy Chad Mobley.
Yeah.
Chad Mobley's up there.
And he's sent a few good athletes through here.
Oh yeah.
Since
Yep.
then.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But Ty Williams.
Another one we're gonna
The
have
Langford.
to hear it.
I mean, but then you look at football. Look at Trey Kaiser. You know.
If Jim Dixon says it's the best football player I've ever had,
Yeah. I don't know.
it's pretty
really.
high praise.
Yeah. But Trey, Trey was football.
Mm-hmm.
Track. Which
He looked
unbelievable
like
athlete.
he looked like Wolverine
Hey.
coming down the track in that 100-meter.
He looked like he was fighting somebody.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was angry with the finish line.
And the girl part, man, that's there because in the last, of course, it's been in the last few years.
Yeah.
And I've had a bunch here, but I might get in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Haley knows she's not on it. Don't worry, it's all right.
I'm pulling for you, Haley. I'm just letting you know right now.
Yeah.
I've told him beforehand I'm asking you who the best athlete is, and you're supposed to say Haley, period.
Yeah. But you look at those ones that, like McKella and Mackenzie, because of their
softball,
track, basketball, all that stuff,
Yeah.
Then there's Ashley Hughes, Bailey Eldred, there's strength, Riley Ruse. There's a lot of great athletes come through here.
Yeah.
And but there's in my family,
Yeah.
Marissa, Savannah. There's just a lot of. That's
good.
why I tell Toby all the time. We were really, truly blessed the last 13, 14 years.
There's some great female athletes come through
Unbelievable
here.
girls that come through here. That's why I got so many of those on the All-State board out there.
Row girl.
Peyton.
She was
Kinley Duck,
phenomenal.
Shalom
Kinley,
Rashawn,
yeah.
Abby Beck. I'm just trying to think of ones.
Owen, she breaks all the state weightlifting records, and a pretty good pitcher, the most stoic pitcher I've ever seen.
Yes, there is just a lot of when I don't say the best, I classify them in different categories, but a lot of great ones, of great ones.
All right, so last question: if you're not here, we know that you keep an impeccable field, which we love because we drive by it and see it looks perfect all the time.
Yeah.
If you're not here taking care of the field, if you're not here coaching, if you're not doing 8U baseball, what are you doing?
Oh man, we forgot to talk about me retiring for a year. I forgot.
Yeah, that's true. We didn't talk about the sabbatical.
I know. That's why I'm back, because I don't have anything. I'm just dad.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, when I took a year off last year, I was going to golf more.
Yep.
Didn't do that much.
Nope.
We
didn't play a single round of golf.
I know. Just did the same thing. I'm a homebody.
Yeah.
If there's any type of sports on TV, I don't care if it's cornhole.
Yeah.
I'm watching sports. Probably need to start doing more because I'm getting older where I'm going to have hobbies. Because I will actually, I don't know. People say I won't be able to retire because, I'll be 67 when Rhett graduates.
I wasn't going to bring it up. Yeah.
So
you're going to graduate.
I'm hoping.
I almost said you're going to graduate at 68. You're going to retire at 68.
Oh, my Lord. I'm hoping I get to, you drive by the football field in the evenings or even softball. I'm hoping I eventually get to be one of those dads that just sit in the truck and watch practice.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm back out here, because I didn't handle myself very good last year when I came to games. I would be yelling still like I was
standing in
coaching.
the back of the pickup.
Yes, standing in the truck at playoffs, acting like an idiot. Yeah, I just kind of I missed it,
Yeah.
I missed the girls. But I missed, man, something about coaching when you get out. And that's why, look at the great quarterbacks that have retired from football and came back.
Oh, yeah.
Or Michael Jordan or
Yep.
whatever.
Yep.
Once it's in your blood, it is hard.
They come
and a
back
lot of those
and
people
then-
struggle with life afterwards.
Yeah, and then even when they can't come back to be a part of the team, they come back to be an analyst.
Yes.
They come back to be a coach.
Right.
Like, yeah,
But I'm glad to be back. I'm glad the girls welcomed me back.
Yeah.
We did a little bit better this year, so hopefully we'll just keep building.
heck yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thank you so much for being on the podcast. This
Thank
is
you.
episode 6.
6?
Yeah.
Really?
So you're
I was hoping to be
episode
7.
6.
That's my favorite number. And then a little plug for you. I just want you to know, there's not a lot of men that I put up there pretty high. My dad. There's a lot of people that I'm buddies with, but you rank up there pretty high.
Well, thank you.
I mean, what you do for, I measure people a lot by what you do for kids, because that's what I do for a living.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a few people, Brandon Flowers,
Yeah.
Mobley. I know he's a fireman,
Yep.
but my kids always want to be a fireman.
Yeah.
I'm like, what y'all want to do something? He may want to be a coach, But no, I
Yeah.
appreciate what you do.
Well, thank you.
You do a great job, and doing something like this is cool too. It really is. But you got to get your own Facebook, living under your wife's name.
I'm anti-Facebook.
Yeah. I couldn't find you all day today, and I go, well, there it is under Allison.
And yeah, it's not a joint account. It's just Allison.
Oh, I know.
I'm
Yeah,
out.
don't do the joint thing.
But she tells me, you should have seen what I saw on Facebook. And I
Yeah.
go, I don't have Facebook because I don't want to see what you
Yeah.
saw on Facebook.
Yeah, well, don't get on TikTok. That will ruin you. That's where I learned to cook everything.
Yeah, me too. I
Yeah.
love TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Like, if someone's stealing my information from TikTok, they're going to
Yeah, I
hear
know.
about Jesus.
Yes.
They're not going to get a lot out of me.
Wait, we got one more subject.
Yeah.
Forgot. Since you are
Oh, boy.
a Nashville hero, guru, star, whatever, what are we thinking about Travis Kelce and what's her name?
Oh, Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Oh, my gosh. I think it's great for business.
Hey,
I don't know if it's
I think
real.
we're just getting ratings.
Yeah, I don't know if it's real. They may be like the Oregon coach. They may just be there for
Right.
clicks. But like, Belichick said it best. It's the best catch Travis ever made. If that's what's happening, I mean, come on. His sales went up 400% on his jerseys. 400%.
200,000 more likes. Neither one of them can still dress, though.
His podcast, the New Heights podcast, went to new heights. It was a
Oh,
great
no.
podcast already, and then he gets seen Taylor Swift at one of his ball games, and it's through the roof.
Have you seen the episodes on whatever you call them on TikTok when the wife comes in? Honey, have you seen the new boyfriend that Taylor Swift has? He's like, what? Yeah, it's Travis Kelce. She goes, oh, you know him?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Exactly.
Because all those women are watching football.
Oh yeah. I mean, they played the other night. Now they're playing the Jets.
Yeah.
But coming into all week, the commercials were playing "Welcome to New York."
Yeah.
They were selling the fact that Taylor was going to be there.
But
That's a
it
new
was
kind of
weird.
fame.
It was weird the type of people that were with her at Kansas City,
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
And then the ones that were with her in New York was a bunch of all the movie
Yeah, the
stars and stuff. I was like,
Yeah. It's really good for business.
No.
I mean, hey, it may be the most genuine thing in the world, and that would be great for them, I hope.
Yeah, and here's the deal. She really looks like she's cheering for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then them heading out in the convertible Chevelle or whatever.
What a sweet car.
Yeah.
I mean, come
nice.
on, Kelsey.
But it says a lot for her that she actually even got into things.
Yeah, exactly.
And she took off. Her hair is probably flying everywhere.
Hey, I mean, and if he acts like normal football players do,
Yeah.
the next Swift record is going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a Swiftie,
He's
it's going to be so good.
well, the way she writes songs about people, It's going to be about him. We're about to learn a lot.
I think, my youngest is definitely a big Swiftie.
Yeah.
My oldest is also as well. We took Paisley.
Yeah.
I've been floor level at a Taylor Swift concert before.
Really?
Yeah, buddy, it was something.
She's a
And,
good entertainer.
Yeah, I mean, it was a show.
Yeah.
It was a show
Right.
for sure. And, they're I don't know if it's eras or seasons or something
Yeah.
they describe the Taylor Swift stuff in.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to have a football era.
Yeah, I know.
After this.
Well, Travis is an entertainer too.
Yeah, he really is.
My wife
hilarious.
loves him. She thinks
Him and
he's
his brother.
Yeah.
That podcast is language is terrible on
Language
it.
is terrible.
They're hilarious.
right.
I mean, them
Well,
two
just
together.
to know his story. He got kicked off for
Yeah.
drugs. You
Yes.
know? And his brother begged him to let him back.
Yep.
He was a quarterback. There's a lot of
Yeah,
things people
yeah.
don't know.
That's it. I saw a clip there talking about Mahomes was a little bit of a nerd.
Yes.
And Kelsey was like, you got to be a little bit of a nerd or something. Maybe it's Edelman was on
Right,
there and he's
yeah.
like, you want a little nerd in your quarterback? And Travis was like, that's why it never worked out for me.
Yeah.
And I was like,
No,
I forget
he's
he
not.
was a quarterback.
Yeah.
A man-child. But, hey, Blake Bell, also a quarterback that's a great tight end
Right.
and still making
Yep.
money in the league.
True.
But, yeah.
I forget about him.
The Taylor Swift, Travis Kelsey thing, holy smokes.
I'm already tired of it, but it's cool. I mean, it's just my TikTok. I can't get away from it. I'm like, no, not another
Your
one.
algorithm has figured
Yes.
out you're a Swiftie. at
Yeah, I
heart.
know. I'm a Swiftie fan now, and I'm not a Chiefs fan. Benji, by the way, I'm not. Everybody knows I'm a Steelers fan.
Yeah. Hey, how did you become a Steelers fan?
I was 5. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just started.
Kind of the same way I became a Bears fan.
Well, the Steelers, of course, were good then,
Yep.
and they were winning Super Bowls.
Yep.
And the J.C. Penney catalog, when you opened it, it was either Steelers or Cowboys.
Yeah.
And
You get the little uniform.
yes,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
The shoe. I mean, I would rack up the Steelers stuff.
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird because Haley married Braden, and Braden Steelers fan. His family's pretty much Steelers.
Yeah.
Rance, Rhett, we're all. It's just my uncle Wayne. There's a lot of Steelers fans out there. So, yeah.
That's awesome. That's how I became a Bears fan. I was 5. It was 85 Bears. Super Bowl Shuffle.
Super Bowl, yeah.
You know,
Super
all
Bowl
that.
Shuffle.
Jim McMahon and sunglasses,
The
headbands,
fridge.
and like, Sweetness out there running around with the gold chain on. I'm still wearing a chain, and I'm 43 now.
Yeah,
I'm
but they
still
kind of
wearing a
screwed
chain.
him in the Super Bowl.
Oh, 100%. They
He
didn't
didn't
even
get the
score.
ball.
Yeah,
Give it to
the
the fridge.
Yeah, it's brutal.
That was crap.
All right, now that we've brought my spirits down, talking about the Bears.
Oh yeah, hey,
We're in the midst of the longest
Time
losing
out.
streak.
we've got one win between us. Steelers are 1 and 3.
Yeah, we're over. We're
We're
like
terrible.
0 and 14 right now.
Hey, I wish I could show you who I picked to win the Super Bowl. You can. Sorry guys, I bet a little bit on football.
You can,
Hey,
but then,
do you? I gotta show you because I don't want you to think I'm lying.
surely you didn't pick the Bears.
I wanted to go with this wild pick this year because you can win a lot of money.
Oh yeah, you wanted the worst odds, so you picked
You watch.
the
I
Bears.
probably won't be able to find it. But anyway, yeah. No, there it is. It's got to get my Face ID. Yeah.
You know what Rand's picking up your phone places?
No, yeah. Look at there. Super Bowl winner, Chicago Bears. It would pay me $5,400 if they won.
Yeah.
And they're 0-4. And guess what?
uh,
There's never been a team win the Super Bowl 0-4.
Listen, I'm just saying, Coach Rose had to get to
Yeah.
the playoffs, then win 4 in a row.
Yeah, true.
If we can just get to the playoffs, we've got a chance.
Winniewood did that in 80. What was it, 89?
Did they really?
They went 4-6 and were state champs.
Hey,
So
let's go.
There's a possibility. Yeah.
All right, well.
No, I appreciate it.
Thanks for betting on my Bears.
Yeah.
And talking good about me because I don't know how to take compliments. So probably it's really
Yeah.
awkward.
Yeah, true.
But I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right. How about that? Coach Gilbert knocking it out of the park. Thank you so much, Coach, for giving us your time and just hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. To everyone that's watched this far, thank you so much. It never ceases to amaze me that people are watching this actually, and the number of people that are subscribing and liking and commenting. So thank you. If you haven't already, man, go hit up all our social medias. We sure do appreciate it. Kind of bumps us up the list a little bit, and every little bit helps, gets us kind of out in front of more people. So don't forget, MW Outdoor Power and Engine Works. Go check them out. Hey, guys, y'all know I work for FCA. Our mission statement for FCA is to lead every coach and every athlete into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ and his church. And if you want to come alongside us and help us to do that, just find my donation link below in the show notes. Click on that little link and come on as an FCA supporter. I would surely greatly appreciate that. So thank you so, so much. All right, y'all. We're out. We'll be back next week. Got some great coaches lined up, so I cannot wait for you to see some of these interviews. In the meantime, remember, God loves you. We love you. Now go make a difference this week. See y'all.